I'm going to turn it on.
How's that?
Oh, I wish... Yeah, I need to turn this sideways so that it's... Let me just get this set up. So I actually want it sideways like this.
Oh, looks good.
Yeah. Let me just do that for... So if I can just... Once I get this set up, then it'll be my usual setup, right? Alright, let's just flip this over. And
Alright, you're good to go.
I apologize, I'm a few minutes late. This is the first time I'm setting up at home with my projector, and we're just going to give it a few minutes. Okay, so this is what I need. This is what I need to... I don't want to accidentally put something on the back of that. Oh, that actually works out. Works out fine. I need a pillow back there. Okay. So I'm going to play some...
Do you want me to grab one of those?
Yes, any sort of pillow would be good. Alright, so I'm going to just play some frequencies, actually. While we are waiting...
This is good.
Yes. Thank you.
Other way.
Yeah, I'm gonna like this. Perfect. And I'm gonna just wait just a few more minutes and let me get this set up. So this is the workshop I just taught at the Conscious Life Expo this last weekend. So I created the workshop specifically for the Conscious Life Expo, and I'm going to share it here probably every weekend.
Are you good to go in here?
Yes, I am.
All right.
I'm just going to grab something, maybe a water whirl with some pineapple juice. Would be good.
I have no pineapple juice.
Oh, okay. We need to place an order for something. All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so it looks like I need to just back up a little bit here. And while we wait, I'm going to play Vital Life Force. How's that? Okay, there we go. And I will not have this light here. This is just temporary. We're going to do a, I'll probably do this every weekend. I've got, thank you for being here, everyone. Thank you, Foltzy. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, everyone, for being here. This is the workshop I just did at the Conscious Life Expo last weekend, and I want to share it with everyone. So I will, I think this is a good setup. I've got my projector. I think everything is good to go. I'll be back in a few minutes, all right? Thank you, Paige Arella. I'm excited. You guys, this is a workshop, like, they don't live stream the event. I really think they should live stream. I'm actually going to offer to host the live stream for the next year's expo. I think the whole event should be live streamed. And so people have created these amazing workshops, and only a handful of people, less than 100 people get to see it. So that's why I'm doing this here. And thank you for being here. I'll be back in a few minutes. Again, this is a free workshop, and this is going to be about water and frequencies, structured water and frequencies. It's not going to be a salesy workshop. I'm not going to be trying to sell you my stuff, but you know where to go to buy my stuff. Watch out for some fake profiles pretending to be me and selling you items. I'll be back in a couple minutes. We're going to start. This is a 90-minute, it was a 90-minute workshop. So I will have it open for questions after. So I'm going to do it exactly like that. Pagerella, thank you. Yes, any questions you have, please. I'm doing this to practice. So one day, hopefully, very soon, we're doing this at like one of the TED Talks. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Just going to grab something to drink and see you in a few. Thank you to all our subscribers and moderators, you guys. Thank you for saying hello, Two Birds. I will be right back. All right. Thank you for your patience. I know I'm a little behind with our schedule. I just had to make sure everything was ready. This is the first of many. So I actually have 3 other presentations that I created and I'm just running through it here. Thank you for being here. This is going to be about 90 minutes, but I'll probably save the live and put it on YouTube. I'll probably do that. So if for whatever reason you have to leave, don't worry, I will post this. All right. Just going to shut off my phone. All right, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. So one of the things I just realized is like I need to make sure I'm focused. And that's a major part of what this whole thing is about. It's about focus. And your will. Your will is the outcome of your focus and your thoughts. Like we all think of 1,000 things. We all have thousands of great ideas. But what do you have enough will to power yourself to do the actual idea? You've got that book in mind that you want to write, right? But did you actually write it? So this is about, not only am I super grateful to you guys for being here, but I'm practicing because I'm setting my focus on learning and teaching and just being in the know. You guys, we're all scientists. We are all scientists. Science is about knowing, the act of knowing. And we're all doctors, by the way, because the doctor with the small capital D, all right, the doctors are those that are teaching. So we're sciencing and we're doctoring. And I am really grateful for you to be here. This is a talk that I just created for the Conscious Life Expo last weekend. And I don't have to be in the camera, but I don't really like seeing my head cut off. Let me back it up just a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and begin. And I will have a Q&A at the end. Let's see, that should be good. Let me see how this looks from over here. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. And I do want to be able to see your comments. You know what? You don't need to see my face. Here we go. This way I can see your comments. If something crucial comes up that's related, I will, talk about it. But if it's not, go ahead and save it for our Q&A. We are going to do a Q&A at the very end. And I think I'm just going to sit down right here. I'm actually on my knees. You guys, when you're on your knees, I think that there's a benefit to, I don't think we're supposed to be doing it all the time. We're supposed to be outstretched like the Vitruvian Man, stretching out our limbs, making sure that the flow is actually flowing. But when you combine stuff, thank you, Connie. Thank you for your order. Your support is why I'm able to do this stuff. To continue my research and development and inventing, and I'm not inventing, I'm actually reinventing. This is stuff that they've had in the past. Electric medical devices. It was actually called, there was a group of people called medical electricians. And that's the stuff that I'm really interested in bringing back, because we are an electrical device. It's like we're a computer. And all of these things, we can charge ourselves with different metals, different combinations, and really making it easy. So, speaking of easy, that's actually the name of the water that we're going to be talking about. Water and frequencies is what we're talking about. And I never thought, like, this is how I started my talk. I never thought I'd be talking about water. Like, that seems boring. Like, you say, oh, I'm watching water boil, to imply that you're doing something boring. Or you're, watching paint dry. But watching water boil, I mean, if you really think about that, you're watching something change from one structure to another. I not only watch water boil, I watch water freeze, I watch water thaw, I watch water, because that's what I'm made of. And I don't want to go into how I got into this, but I went through my own healing, and I think that's why most everyone's here. So I'm going to jump right in. Let me grab this desk here so I can maneuver through. I think this is a pretty good setup. I think I'm going to expand on this, and once we move, we're just waiting for someone to buy this house. Once we move, I'm going to have an entire space for this. So projector set up, all learning. Miss Bella, thank you for being here. Thank you, moderators. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to just move this guy down a little bit so his head's in the way. Now, I've only done, this is only the second time I've ever spoken in public, like in a public setting. And the first time was last year at the same place. It's called the Conscious Life Expo. And I'm super appreciative of being offered that spot. So they contacted me, and like I said, I've never talked in front of people. I don't even go around people. You guys know I'm just around dogs. And so this was a major thing for me. I may seem like, I'm really comfortable around people, but I just, I like my books and I like my dogs. So I enjoy being at home. But that really opened up my eyes. You guys, there's so many things out there, so many people that are in the same energy space as we all are. And I'm not talking about just healing, okay? So my focus is healing right now. Cymatomes is my number one focus because I believe you're not supposed to be healing. You are supposed to be 100% healed and in perfect condition. That's why I'm so adamant with what I'm pushing. It's so important. And that's because you're not supposed to be healing. You're supposed to be doing the thing that you're supposed to be doing. Whatever, dancing, creating a new song, poetry, painting, whatever that is. So healing journey is a journey, okay? Healing has nothing to do with the destination. This is just a little road, a little side path. And I already went through my healing. I'm actually 100% healed. I 100% believe that. It's crazy. I've never said that out loud. But I do believe it. And that's why I'm so excited that you all can do the same thing. Like, there's nothing special with what I had to do. And that's just learning about your body, learning the true constitution of your energy, how to manipulate it, maneuver it. You are riding the wave, but you can change which direction you're going. And so you're going with the flow that you set. So I'm going to start with the assumption that you are aware of energy, and I go into a lot of basic stuff. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. We're not going to talk about like chakras or anything like that. This is water and frequencies. So thank you. I see so many comments, you guys. I love that you're all here. I'm going to have a Q&A. So if you want to write your questions down, I'm going to have a question and answer. And so with that, we're going to begin. So water and frequencies. We are going to talk about structuring with sound. And the reason why is because that's what you are. You're a body of water. you're made of water and salt and a lot of metals. That's why wearing, I think blue blood would be someone that just has a lot of silver in them. I think that we can actually change our blood type because of the different metals and crystals we have on us. So we're going to talk about how you use frequency specifically to restructure your water. And when we say restructure, it's because the water that eventually forms our physical body, I can move this guy here. Our physical matter. I've got some parts that are missing here. They're here somewhere, but this is the basis of that. And we're also going to talk about the importance of teeth health, because your teeth are directly connected to your vital organs. That's not part of the talk, so I'll save that for later. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and begin. Let me move out of the way here. So there is a direct connection between vibration, consciousness, and health. And consciousness, such a giant word, right? What is consciousness? And here's how I describe it. Even though it sounds like we're like against, like competing, con is actually communal. So, and then shins is off of science. So conscience, which is the root word of consciousness, conscious is our collective knowledge. Consciousness is the Akashic library in progress. It's everything, past, present, future, all of the things that ever actually existed is consciousness. And this is going to show you how the vibrations and health is linked into that. And again, some of this is going to be a little basic, so thank you for being here. Thank you for your likes and shares and your comments. And I am absolutely going to be sharing this again. Like, this isn't a one and done. I already have 2 other workshops that I created, so I'm very excited about that. Okay, so with that, we're going to go ahead and start. Water is a foundation of life. Yes, we knew this. Like, I knew that. But I didn't know, like, all the other details and magic properties that water has. I never actually knew that water had memory until, who made that popular? It wasn't Dr. Emoto. It was like an Ice Age movie, right? Or Frozen, maybe? I don't know. But it was one of those things that really brought it out in the limelight. And we all know that water is the foundation of life. You need water. In 3 days, if you don't have water, you are not able to survive. And in 30 days without food. So it's, 3 minutes of air, 3 days of water, and 3 months, or 30 days of food. So that's your survival. But what is actually water? Like, some people drink a lot of water. I do not drink a lot of water. I drink, so like today, all my water has come from grapes. I get my water straight from Mother Earth. And I kind of just never really drank a lot of water anyway. So, and now I'm realizing why. It's because I feel full if I drink too much water. And I don't want to go just use the restroom. So right now, and always, like maybe for the last 30 years, I probably drink maybe a glass of water a day. Maybe. And if I'm doing a bunch of stuff, maybe 2, but usually no more than that. I don't drink during my meals now, in the last year. So before, during, and after. So water is essential. We need it. We know that we need it. It is the composition of the earth, and it is the composition of our body. And so we've always been told that it's 60% of our body, right? That our actual body is made of 60 or 70% water. And it's crucial for regulating temperature, transporting nutrients, removing waste products. It's basically a carrier. It carries waste, it carries minerals, it doesn't carry temperature, it carries nutrients, and it cools us down. So we're going to understand the unique properties of water and how it affects us when it comes to our wellness. So again, we just said it was like 70% of our body, but in reality, okay, so it's 70%. That's actually the weight of the water. That is the water weight. Every cell in your body, and you're made up of a bunch of them, everything in your body is made up of cells, trillions. Every cell is about 90% water. So you're basically 90% water. So the 70% is water weight, but the cells in your lungs, the cells in your skin, they are all made of water. It's water in a little bit of like a water capsule, if you really think about it. I mean, that's kind of what cells are. They're kind of like a water bubble. So we're basically water, okay? And now we're going to go into what type of water that's in our body. So if you were to take a water balloon and just puncture it, well, most likely it would pop. But if you put tape on it and it just had water coming out, you see a stream of water coming out. When you get a cut in your skin, you don't have a stream of water coming out of you, right? So we're not actually made of water. So how does this work? Like, we're made of water, but we're not made of water. 90% water, but you don't have water coming out. So we're going to find out that there's actually a different type of water. And it was founded by Dr. Gerald Pollack. Let's move this over here. So the three, I'm going to drink some water. And this is my first sip of water, actually. Thank you. I don't know why I feel like I'm yelling. Am I yelling? Usually I have frequencies playing, so I'm like having to yell, but I think this is okay, right? I don't have to yell. So we've got 3 pioneers. There's a lot more people that have helped with the foundations of water magic. I actually have a book here. I happen to be in my library. So here's a book that it's by Dr. Paolo Concili, The Hidden Secrets of Water. So these 3, even though I'm going to bring up their works, they are not the only people that have been working with water. But they are the ones that have been a huge impact. In fact, I've got their books right here. Well, we might have time to go over some of the images from their books. So Dr. Masaru Emoto, most people have heard of him and have seen the snowflake water. Then we have Dr. Gerald Pollack, who took that water science and really made it into a science. Like, he used scientific procedures and practices to prove his findings. I'm not saying that Dr. Masaru Emoto wasn't a scientist, but the way he did his work was a little bit different. Veda Austin, very similar to Dr. Emoto. Veda Austin, recently, she has been creating some photographs called crystallography. Excuse me. And it's water crystals. And the difference is Dr. Emoto photographs his water crystals as they're thawing. And Veda Austin, as far as I know, Veda Austin photographs her crystals in the petri dish as after they have frozen. But it's the same thing. The point is, water is changing. It's changing. It's like the blob. Like the blob. I don't know. I'm from the 80s, so I never actually watched that movie. Now that I kind of want to. So Dr. Emoto and Veda Austin have proven that water changes. And Dr. Pollack scientifically has shown what those changes could do, the potential of that. Thank you, Stacy. I really appreciate you guys. I mean, I haven't even gotten to the interesting part. I'm so excited to share because there's a lot, like, we could solve some really actual world problems with what Dr. Pollack has shown. And like I didn't even get to any of my own research. This is just bringing up what people have already done. And these guys are doctors. They went to school, you guys. I didn't actually finish high school, sort of. I got a diploma. But, you know, I just learned everything after the fact. My own discoveries were all self-taught. These people went to school and learned how to do this stuff. So I'm just excited that I understand what they're talking about. So let's go back to sciencing. So we're going to start with Dr. Emoto. And you guys, there's such great information online. I actually have, I received a gift from one of my clients that uses sound therapy. Look at this. Dr. Emoto had came out with a water crystal deck. And this features, you know, a lot of, you know, I think most of his work is online. But like this one is the crystal for peace of mind. So this one is for affection and gratitude. The point is that things can change water. And earlier we already learned that we are water. So that means we can change us. We can change us directly. So Dr. Emoto developed a method of photographing the water crystals under frozen conditions. So I think it was like -3, -5 degrees or something like that. I actually bought a freezer, so I do my own experiments. I'm mimicking a little bit of everything of what they're doing. But Dr. Emoto was the first one that publicized it. He wasn't the first that did this stuff, but he was the first that publicized it. And he was able to show it. He's got several books out and on his website and many videos and like, you know, stuff like this that you can see water crystals. And we're going to look at some of that. He also showed that water crystals formed symmetrical shapes. Symmetrical shapes, so they were not perfect, but they were symmetrical. So if there was something here, there was also something here. It's a snowflake pattern. And the third thing is, after these findings, he was one of the first to propose that consciousness could affect water and water act as a medium for consciousness. Now, I can't remember, because this isn't like, I'm literally winging most of this, okay? This is only the third time. Oh, no, wait, this is only the second time I've gone through my workshop, except for when I created it. So there was a movie, and this is why I'm just kind of sharing why I can't recall the exact resource. I'll look it up. There's a movie where there's, and several movies, where they show like a giant cloud or a giant water thing, and that's where the memory of the planet is. Gosh, what movie is that? It was so interesting. But there's a lot of movies like that. There's actually a series called Chaos, where it talks about the Greek gods, and they show a lot of water cycles, and they show that the gods live off of the water from the energy of the humans. That may not be that far off. Can I do experiments with? Yes, we are going to be. So aloe vera, that's actually, I'm glad you shared that, because aloe vera is a better medium for sound and frequencies. And when I create my my frequency mat, I would like to use aloe vera or definitely gel, but I don't know if I can get an aloe vera gel for that. So anyway, we're going to get back to Dr. Emoto's research. So he was able to show different crystals, photographing this. It's called dark field microscopy. So it's dark, so you've got, you know, it's just different lighting. Sounds all fancy, but it's different lighting. You can get your own microscope to do this. And I don't know if you can see this. Can I zoom in? Oh yeah, I can, yes. So here, the one that I'm showing you right now shows natural waters. So you can see that natural water, look at that, natural water from different places shows different structures. This one here says Antipolo, Philippines. I was born and raised in the Philippines. I was actually, I've been there. I don't recall like exactly where, but Antipolo is like a region. This one here is Russian. Now, I don't know if they went further into like studying the different waters. Look at this one is Mount Cook in New Zealand. It's so beautiful. There's kind of a little thing in the middle. I don't know if you can see that. It looks like a fish, or I don't know. Can you see that? So, you can see here that it's just most of them are symmetrical. This one doesn't look very symmetrical. This is the fountain in Lourdes in France. Now, a fountain, I mean, that may be, I wonder if it's maybe not as symmetrical because it's very active. I don't know. So, these, and that one up there is Antarctica ice. But you can do this yourself. You can look at it. Now, again, this is natural water. So I'm going to go ahead and look at the next batch that he did. These are different words. So words exposed to water. Which means water can read words. Let's just think about that for a second. Okay, if you've ever drank that death water stuff. This means water can read words and in multiple languages. So it's not actually reading. I think it's the understanding. It's the consciousness behind it. Yes, it's vibrations. So he tested the words love and gratitude. Here's love and gratitude. Here's honesty. This one right here is love of husband and wife. Do you see there's actually like two little snowflakes connected? That's really neat. This one is happiness. It's like a sun. I mean, it's just gorgeous. All of them. Oh, I feel like I want to scroll. I need one of those large screens that I can just scroll here. Which I'll get one day. So this is courtesy, hope. Okay, now let's go over these two. I'm going to show you these two here. So this one right here is I can do it. I can do it. This one is I can't do it. You see how it's broken? So when you tell yourself that you can do something, you're reiterating to your body. You're giving your body a high five. Your cells are happy. Look at how structured they are. And then when you say you can't do it, even if it's not the context that you intend, just anything that you say that you cannot do, your cells start breaking down. It starts breaking down, and we kind of know where that's going to lead to. It's a breakdown cellular structure that can't do the job right. Okay, so the words that we say directly impact. I can't do it. It directly impacts that. But what's really great is you can change it just by saying a few things. If you say something, okay, so I get it. I'm a triple Aries. I'm an Aries Mercury. So I'll say things that maybe I shouldn't have. And even in my mind, as I'm saying it, I'm like, Bianca, don't say it. I'm going to say it anyway, because as an Aries, we're kind of like that. But just because I said it doesn't mean I can't unsay it energetically. So if I say something negative, which I really, am working on not doing that, because it's best to not have to do that cleanup. But if you do curse or whatever, you can clean it up. Surround yourself with loving vibrations and be grateful. Be in a carefree mood. Be in a good mood, and that will, it's not going to negate the negativity. It's going to neutralize it. The negativity that I did 5 minutes ago or 1 minute ago is completely dissipated when I start being positive. And that's because there's no past. Like, we structure the past, the present, the future, but there's actually no past. So what's done is done. If you messed up and said, I can't do it, or you complained or whatever, you can fix it and just, I'm spitting, I'm so excited. You can fix it. You can just be like, yes, I can. We have the power. That's what we need to remember. We have the power to redo and change our life, restructure our water, live in this versus this. Even if you messed up, even if you, oops, you did it again, you can still fix it. So don't worry about being late. I am going to take this whole thing and repost it. So thank you again for being here. Now, these are, let's see, these are positive ones. Oh, this one right here is a mantra. So mantras, sometimes you don't know what they're actually saying. Like, I've been listening to a mantra and she's singing and I'm singing. I have no idea what she's saying. But I don't need to know. What I do know is when she sings it, like, I literally feel my heart go like it just feels good. It feels good. So she might be saying, you stink. I mean, I really don't know what she's saying. But it makes me feel good, and that feeling is what goes into the energy of the water. Okay, so these two are mantras. So let's see. We're going to go to words here. This might be longer than an hour and a half. I'm totally diving a little bit deeper than I did in my talk. So thank you for being here. And if you're not able to stay the whole time, I will take this whole live recording, post it to YouTube in a bunch of clips. So this one here is music. Different music. So Swan Lake. These are, it looks like these are different classical musics. Symphony number 40. This is Symphony number 40 right here. This one's Bach, Air on the G string. This one's Beethoven, Destiny. This one is John Lennon, Imagine. So all of these are from music. Classical music, different music, and it's not just, I'm not talking about just the lyrics, the actual notes that they play in the music is healing. Something that I do that I'm not going to talk about too much, but something that I do, it's called a voice print, and it captures your voice and shows you what notes are missing or low, and then it recommends 3 different classical pieces for you to listen to and hum to. Dookie is asking, what does rock and roll look like? We're going to see that here soon. You already know, okay? You already know what it's going to look like. Or death metal, okay? What's that going to look like? So even just the word like rock and roll, it's what our body is doing. Because our cells, every single cell is a speaker. And it starts swaying to the music. Like if I'm listening to something and I start, swaying or tapping my feet, or even snapping your fingers, it's not, you don't intentionally do it sometimes. It's like it just happens. So let's see here, photographs. So not only can water read words, it responds to photos and pictures. So if you have a glass of water in a cup that has like a picture of a zombie on there flipping you off, I would get rid of that cup. Okay, you don't even need common sense for that. Please, I get it. Some people might think it's funny. Haha, it's not funny when your body is sick because of something that is a gag. You're gagging your cells. You're gagging the power of the cells. So photographs, the things that you look at, changes your body, and that's why watching a bunch of scary movies not the best for us. But again, we can always, I'm not saying we don't live in a bubble. You want to experience things, but just know that you've got to mentally shield yourself from negative energy because it affects your body of water. So these are photographs. So the things that you wear on your clothes, the tattoos on bodies, all of that is directly affecting water. And let's see. Oh, this one is power of prayer. So this shows the change that occurs because of prayer. Or when I say prayer, it could be words or intentions, or you could just be saying la 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 la, that could be your prayer. But it's the intention of what's behind those words. So here they did the waters at Fujiwara Dam before and after a Buddhist monk offered a prayer. But you don't have to be a Buddhist monk to offer a prayer. I mean, in Catholic Church, they turn water into wine, right? That's kind of like this. You're changing the constitution of your liquid. And they're able to do it with words. This one is Tokyo's tap water before and after 500 people sent their energies remotely from different places in Japan and Israel. So wait a minute. Are you telling me that we can take our tap water, we only need 500. We could probably get 500 in less than 10 minutes to send prayers to some dirty tap water. We could do that. We have this power. We just don't know it. We aren't doing it. No one's organizing it. It's not being done. But look at this. This is a thing. Where did I get this info? So these screenshots are directly from Dr. Emoto's website. And there's several websites that I reference, and they're from those three: Dr. Emoto, Dr. Pollack, and Veda Austin. So here, these are different. These are before and after. Tap water at a school before and after prayer. And they're not all monks. They're not a bunch of Buddhist monks. These are people. These are regular people, and they're not even really, like, they don't have to be good people. You don't have to be Catholic or Christian or any of that. You just have to offer positive energy. Your intention, your thought, your imagination and willpower sends this information and cleans water. It restructures water. You have the power to do this. Okay, they did it with 500 people, but guess what? You can do it with one person. You can do this to your water. You can do this to your water by yourself. So, now if they're doing it to a giant lake, they needed more people, but I'm pretty sure you can take care of a glass of water by yourself or a bathtub. All right, so here they expanded on the water experiments, and I've done the rice experiment, and I've also done a lemon experiment. But this one here shows the changes with the rice based on what they wrote. So the love on the jar, it seems like fresh rice. The hate has all the moldy stuff, and the nothing starts to decay. So what that means is if you do not feed something energy, it starts to decay. And that's why one of the things I talk about is when you're trying to forget, change the past or forget this person or whatever, don't just not think about them. Just think about something else. Think about something you love. That'll redirect your energy to something valuable. If you think about things that are not beneficial for you, you're wasting your energy. You're wasting your time, your energy, and you are actually doing this to your body. Doesn't that look like a cancerous tumor? I mean, if this was a body, that looks like a tumor. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want this either. This is if you ignore something. And this one here, you just need to give a little bit of love. You don't have to do some crazy dance. You don't need to learn the OA moves, even though I want to. You just have to give love in your mind, feel it in your heart, use your imagination. And they've done a few of these. I know there's been a few videos on this. Bullying a plant and the plant that was complimented. This is something that you can see, again, directly for yourself. And you can change this. You can actually treat this plant better, kinder, and it's going to affect the plant. So, long story short, we are a body of water. I mean, we look like this physical body, but inside of us, we're a body of water. So that means all of these positive things and negative things affect us. When we have positive words, I'm going to turn off a heater here. Give me a second. So just like those words change the structure of water, words changes the structure of our body of water, because you're the same thing. So positive words We have symmetrical molecular structures, symmetry. We've got enhanced cellular coherence. They can communicate. Improved hydration patterns. You're actually just not, you're actually keeping the minerals in the water. They're doing a handoff. They're handing off the minerals. You're getting what you need, and not just, you can't drink 8 glasses of water and pee 8 cups of water. That means you're not hydrating. It's like people that go to sleep and wake up tired. It doesn't seem it doesn't seem right. So words of love, gratitude, compassion create harmonious, organized water molecule configurations. All we need are words. All we need are words. That seems easy. And I need to do it more too. Okay, so I'm not saying, hey, it's like it seems easy, right? But we've got to practice. So negative words, here we go. Fragmented molecular patterns, disrupted cellular communication, reduced structural integrity. Your body parts aren't going to be whole and strong. They're going to be weak and like blah, just falling apart and just not, you know what I mean? It's like having a bicep that's strong and molded and formed versus one that's kind of flabby and jiggly. I don't mean to point anything out. I'm just saying one can be stronger than the other. Okay, you can strengthen your body parts. You can strengthen your organs. And we can do that. We can exercise. That's, movement is good. But I don't really exercise that much. I do a few things. I do the calf raises, move my circulation. But I really practice this. This is the best exercise for your body. Tell yourself loving, grateful, compassionate words. Things that make your body of water feel good. So we're not just made of water. Okay, we are water. You are water. You don't have water. You are water. And in fact, we started as like the whole universe started as like plasma. Like plasma, which is structured water. A single-celled organism. So every cell responds to our internal dialogue, reflecting the connection between consciousness and cellular structure. So not only does water read, it can also see the things you're seeing. So again, watching things that are scary, watching gag videos, that seem to be funny, like prank things, but are not. You're scaring your water. And what happens when your water is scared is they go into chaos. So now we're going to go into, so that was Dr. Emoto. Next we're going to go into some of Dr. Gerald Pollack's work. And if you haven't already, I'm just going to show this here. They actually happen to be here. These are the 2 books that I highly recommend. This is they're both Gerald Pollack. This one is The 4th Phase of Water. This one's called Cells, Gels, and the Engines of Life. Because we are a machine, and cells and gels are the engines of life. And this is a really great book, and this is a good introduction. Again, that's Dr. Gerald Pollack. And, let me just put this back here. Gosh, I love his books. They're actually pretty easy to read. You do not need to, I don't like reading books where you have to look up words because you don't understand them. Like, I need it to be, words that I use. So Dr. Gerald Pollack discovered H3O2, and a lot of people have now been talking about H3O2, also referred to as structured water. So it's called the structured water or 4th phase of water, and he discovered it because he was working on water, and he saw it, literally saw the water and then saw it moving. So the 4th phase of water is we have solid, liquid, and gas, and we are neither. We are structured water. That's this 4th phase. Some people could call it plasma or gel. They refer to it as EZ water, EZ, okay, exclusion zone. That's what it stands for. Because there is an actual exclusion zone that forms at gelatinous film, and that's what we are. We're basically that gelatinous film on top of like a water glass. If you fill the water too much, and then it goes over the cup, and you get a little bit more, and you got that jelly filled part. That's it, and that's what we're made of. That's the structured water. Oh, I'm going to use that next time as an example. So we're going to go over the properties of EZ water and how its highly structured molecular arrangement increases the benefits of this water, and how it emits of this water, and how it emits the distinct negative charge, which is going to give us that electrical charge. It's like giving us the energy we need without external resources, because we are a battery, and that's what we're going to go over here. So Dr. Gerald Pollack revealed that water can exist in that unique state, and here he shows like the actual thing, but it's that top part. It's that portion of the water that is it's lattice formed, and what he learned is that it has a distinct negative electrical charge. Let's see. Let me go over here. Oh wait, I don't think I'm gonna hold on. So in my talk, I actually click into here, but I don't know if that's gonna work from here. So here he just talks about how it's got 3 phases: gas, liquid, and solid. But findings have shown this EZ water. Let me see if I can click into this. Will it work? Oh yes, it will. Does it have sound? No, it does not. So because I'm using the projector as the same thing, it's not going to have the sound. So, but this is something you can look up. It's called "What is the Fourth Phase of Water" with Dr. Gerald Pollack. And here he shows how they found it. And basically we can use it to charge our body. Oops, where did that go? Here we go. So the properties of EZ water, or this 4th phase, it's highly ordered, structural, it's hexagonal, everything that you're going to see. It's basically like the honeycomb structure. Hexagonal molecular arrangement, which is, it's got structure. It's structured liquid. It's a moldable, it's plasma, it's a gel. Electrokinetic water dynamics. So the EZ water, and the water that is not EZ water, they call it bulk water. So basically you take bulk water, what's in your glass of water is bulk water, and then when you pour it over and you get that formation, that's EZ water. There's EZ water around the entire bulk water. Anything that's touching the surface that is called a hydrophilic. So most surfaces are water-loving surfaces. And what they do is they generate that EZ state. So a glass of water, you have that EZ water on the top, and then you also have it around it. Now they also found that it's got an increased capacity for light absorption. Okay, and we are basically plants with limbs. We are walking, talking plants. Light energy that we also take as food or sound or colors, it all goes back to light. It is all light energy. And what he found was that this EZ water, the structured water, has an increased capacity for light, which means we're able to retain more light energy. Light is life. And structural molecular organization. So the actual molecular structure is highly ordered. It's hexagonal, lattice-like structures. It looks like a honeycomb. And here is, this is just a screenshot, but what he's showing you is, here for example, let's say that's your glass. So, and then what they call bulk water, the regular water, and then here is EZ water. So here actually they were talking about how it says, and they just kept moving and moving and moving. So when they shined, is it shone or shined? They shone? I don't know if that's a word. They shined a light on the water, and it grew. The easy water got bigger. What the heck? Okay, so now they're like, not only did they find this new state of water, they can control it. It's literally like the Blob. I think I'm going to have to watch that movie today. Okay, and thank you, by the way. I do see there's comments. Thank you so much for your support, your shares, your likes. I am going to take this and post it on YouTube, the whole thing. Okay, electrokinetic water dynamics. There is an electrical charge because of that perfect structural lattice formation. That means we can create electricity out of water. This is not new, you guys. This is not new stuff. Shined. Okay, thanks for checking on that. Okay, so this molecular movement. Okay, so one of the things that they used to do, which I kind of started talking about this book here, Medical Electricians, because we are an electrical device. They used to do things that, like a bath. They would take a bath in copper and zinc, and they would ground themselves, okay? And I think nowadays we've been scared into thinking that we get electrocuted easily. And yes, there's ways that you don't be putting electrical things in water. Do not do that. But because of that fear, we don't even experiment. Because we can do it safely and generate electricity safely using light and water. Light and water. And throw in a couple minerals, copper and zinc. That literally is a battery. We are the light and water with salt, and then we just need a little bit more of copper and zinc. So that was I kind of went in a little bit more, but the point is you can generate electricity by segregating and increasing that easy water, that structured water, because it's got the negative, and then the bulk water, it splits it out. Now you can harness that water battery. Advanced physical characteristics of water. So thermal properties, it has a unique temperature behavior. It's able to retain heat better. Surface tension. This is where, like, you see some animals can run across water. That's what that is. So surface tension is that proof. I mean, can you imagine? What if you could create a water cover for your swimming pool? Like, your swimming pool, like, you would not sink because there's enough surface tension. What if? I don't know. That probably doesn't seem very safe. Don't do that either. All of this, by the way, is for entertainment purposes only. If Miss Bella's in the house, she usually tells me that when I start going into stuff. So another thing, density anomalies. Because of the different densities, variations across this is how we have different ecosystems surviving. I mean, we may think we're in air, but we're actually in a different type of water. Like, this air that we're breathing is a different type of water. And the higher you go, it's like there's more water, right? So, density anomalies. So here is just a couple screenshots that I wanted to share. This is what that looks like. That lattice material, that's water. So this would be like your glass. And then that's the little spot that you can increase because of light. Light will increase the separation, the easy zone. Plasma, yes, that's another. It's a plasma or a gel. That is another thing. And see how it's hexagonal. So this is the pattern. And at the more light that you add, the easy layer grows. This gets bigger and the bulk water gets smaller. And they were able to show that when you had spheres. When you have perfect spheres and water passing through them, it did the same thing. This is the basis of my water bottle. The reason why I made the water bottle the way I did with my shungite in spheres is because of all of the stuff here. So it electrolyzes, I don't know if that's a word. It puts more life, it puts life back into the water because of the way the water moves over the spheres. and a whole other process. So this is, Dr. Pollack did a TED Talk, and you can look this up. It's called The Fourth Phase of Water. I highly recommend it. It is on YouTube. So these are just screenshots that I did to, share his findings. So the fourth phase explains a lot. That's how we have clouds. That's how we explain, like if you put a water drop on water, it just kind of stays there for a little bit. Now this one's super neat. Look at this. Do you guys see that? That water bridge. So this is electrocuted water. They charged it up a little bit. And look at that. They pulled the water droplet. It made a water bridge. And this water bridge was 2 feet long. You got a 2 foot, that's big. That's a 2 foot long, like, water straw. And light can travel through water. That's really neat. I don't know. I got to do that part. Okay, so I've got so many experiments, and they're all, like, kind of following up on their work. So, again, he's able to harness electricity from water. Why have we not done this larger scale? We will. I'm definitely going to. That's in my list of experiments. So again, exclusion zone expands, that EZ spot expands with light. Okay, and not just regular light. They found that it was UV light. Okay, so just like plants can take UV light and turn it into energy, UV light can turn water into energy. Water into energy. Yes, cook with One Love. Let's do an experiment live. Yes. We can do the rice experiment live. That's a fun one. There's a lot of things I will be sharing. I kind of put half of my stuff away because I'm in the middle of moving. So a lot of my things are packed up. But once I set up, I will have a lab which will be mostly live. So if something sparks up, someone can text me in case I'm not there. Okay, getting energy from sunlight and water. I mean, this is something we can do now. We could do this now. This is, again, part of my experiments. So, here's a great one, obtaining drinking water. So, did you know that if you freeze water, it not only, it not only creates this easy water, but it splits out contamination. So, what they were able to do is you can put dirty water and put UV light on it and then freeze it and find that it cleans the water. It splits it out. Like you get this chunk of ice, you can just knock off the dirty stuff, excluded stuff, contaminated water. That means we can take salt water and make it drinking water. We can make drinking water from ocean water using this process. It's exclusion zone. So now that we know all this fancy stuff about water, well, guess what? Our cells have that same exact zone because our cell is hydrophilic in nature. So that means there is an electrical charge in here. It does all that stuff that we talked about earlier. All of this stuff, our cells have that same skin, I guess. So that means we should be able to harness, absorb. This is why I talk about sun gazing. It's not just good for, your eyeballs and your vision. It's good for your whole body. Okay, you are a light body, right? We're a light being. We should get light. It just seems, I don't mean to yell. I'm kind of reminding myself that I didn't get any sunlight today. I got some sunshine through the window, but I really need to get out there. Get my socks and shoes off, stand on dirt, move my hands around like a plant, and get some light, because that's what we are. We're walking, talking plants. And when we absorb the light through our skin, okay, the power of our skin absorbs the light. Water undergoes this process. You are undergoing that process we talked about earlier. The structured form of water is being created because you're in light. And it does all, we know that, people that stay out and get some sunshine, you feel better. And that's because you are actually better. You're actually doing things that are improving your body, optimal organ function, cellular detoxification, so many things. All this good stuff just by the sun is free. The sun is free. And if you don't get direct sunshine, there's still light coming through the clouds. Like, you can still get that energy by being outside. Because not to say anything about any dome structure of the earth, but let's just say that there is a structure around the earth that's reflecting everything. Well, that means light is being reflected on it, and you are getting that sun, no matter if you're getting it directly from the sun or from the clouds. So just going outside is going to be helpful. So long story short, structured water is good for us. Cellular hydration, cellular absorption, nutrient transport, all the things that you're eating and taking in, they're actually going to where they need to go so that they can do the job. Increased hydration efficiency. You're not having to drink 8 cups of water. Cellular energy support. You're drinking water and actually getting energy from it. It would be weird if you kept putting water in a plant and it just never revived, right? Something is off if that was to happen. So you should be able to take this water and feel hydrated. And not just feel hydrated, you should look hydrated. Your organs should be fully functioning and being able to process all the minerals. You're smelling minerals. There's carbons in the air. There's different things in the air that we're ingesting. It's in the water. It's in the food. But is our body actually doing something with it so that we can keep them minerals? We're not just crapping it out. Okay, so we need to be able to actually keep the nutrients in our body. So that's Dr. Pollack's work. Next up is Veda Austin. And she's been able to prove, again, another just proof of how words are able to directly affect our water. So she was able to, her focus is, it's called crystallography. And I've got her book here, what's it called? What's her book called? The Living Language of Water. And this has, like, just amazing, it's basically a photo album of water speaking back. And that's because water is being adjusted using light, color, words, all of that stuff. So not only is she continuing the work of Dr. Emoto, water memory, she's also using what she's calling crystallography and showcasing it and really saying, hey, you guys, water affects us directly. Look at this. The number 4 on a petri dish. There's the water it formed. Just really neat stuff. A photo of a braid produced this braid looking thing in the ice. Water is trying to copy it. Look at this, the leaves and then the fan in the ice. And this one even copied the face. Look at that. So just amazing stuff. Again, this is Veda Austin. And here you can she's done hundreds, if not thousands. I follow her on Facebook and she's doing a tour. So again, Veda Austin and Dr. Gerald Pollack are still practicing. They're still doing this work. So very exciting to be able to reference them and share their work because they are amazing. They follow the scientific process to share, metaphysical stuff. Here are photos of locations. Look at that. They showed the water, the word, or a picture of London Bridge, and it's trying to copy it. It's trying to show the London Bridge. So again, this is similar to Emoto. They're showcasing the effects of sound, words, light, photos to water. So now we're going to talk, that was it about water. That was a long it about water, but that's it about water. So talking about the works of Dr. Emoto, Dr. Gerald Pollack, and Veda Austin, all about the importance of water and how we treat ourselves, how we talk to ourselves, how we think about ourselves, and how you talk to other people, because anything you say and produce, it affects you directly. Equally. It affects you equally. So now I'm going to talk about frequencies. Frequencies being the universal matrix everybody talks about. The world is made of frequencies, energy, and vibration. So we're going to go into a little bit more detail on that. So frequencies, quantum connectivity. Frequencies are the fundamental vibrations that link every aspect of existence, from subatomic particles to cosmic structures. That means everything is connected using frequency and vibration. That means this toothbrush is made of vibrations that is linked to the sun, which is made of vibrations. Right? So basically this little thing and that big old thing subatomically connected together. That's what that is. Quantum connectivity. So the next is vibrational information. I'm just using this toothbrush. Vibrational information. Every system, living or inert. So inert is, I guess, I don't want to say non-living, but just, I guess, non-moving. Communicates through subtle energy waves that carry intricate patterns of information. What does that mean? That means this toothbrush is sending out vibrations. I don't know what it's sending out, but it's sending out intricate patterns of information, probably about brushing teeth, because this has the consciousness that we imprint on it. We automatically think of cleaning teeth and brushing teeth. So whatever we put on something, the energy is what's also being produced. So what we think of things is how it thinks back. It's how it's reflected, and that's kind of shown in the water. What we think about into the water is reflected back to us. So I believe that this toothbrush is going to clean my teeth, give me healthy breath, all that good stuff, strong gums, all that, because that's what I think. That is what I believe. And with that thought, that's what this toothbrush is going to emit. Whether I'm the one that uses it or I give it to someone else. Just remember that. The energy imprint stays with the things, whether it's living or not. So every system communicates through subtle energy waves that carry intricate patterns of information. So my energy waves of information are the things I'm thinking about, the things I'm feeling. But what I was just explaining is, well, how would a toothbrush have an energy wave of thought? That's what it is. It's picked up by consciousness and what the collective believes it to be. If, for example, the collective believed that a toothbrush was harmful, then that's what the energy would be emitted by this. And I would probably not use it. I'd probably use something else, right? Because it's a collective thought. We are separate individual beings, but one collective mind. The toothbrush and the sun is the same thing quantumly. Me and you are the same thing quantumly. So that's the information that it emits. Now this one here is about holistic resonance. So this is talking about understanding that frequencies reveal a profound interconnected universe. Okay, that's what we were just talking about. If this has a vibration and the sun has a vibration, well, there's no beginning or end to that. It's not like here's where the toothbrush stops and here's where the sun starts. Everything vibrates in a complex, harmonious symphony. Complex yet harmonious. It's basically, that's exactly what it is. It's complex. It's got all these intricate things that it does, but it's doing it in a harmonious way. It still works. So that's what holistic resonance is. So that's the three things we're going to go over with frequency, which I kind of already just went over. So the quantum network, this talks about particles communicating across vast distances. Because, like I said, this toothbrush and that sun, technically, quantumly, is the same thing. And that's how telepathy works. So, like, we can all think of something at the same time, or like everybody, like, for some weird reason, watches the same movie or something. And that's because we are connected quantumly. We're all connected. And some people call it synchronicity, and that's just you recognizing the connections. You're just saying, oh, you caught it. You caught that glitch in the matrix. That's you're just noticing the connection. And same thing with quantum entanglement. That's something that you can also notice. This states that everything remains correlated regardless of physical separation, demonstrating instantaneous communication. So, for example, when I was growing up in the Philippines, you were always told that if you lose when you lose your baby teeth, you do not flush it down the toilet, because a mouse might get it, and if they start chewing your teeth, the tooth is going to decay, and your teeth will decay. I was told this as a child, okay? Now it makes total sense. So that means you can take a tooth and do the opposite to that. I actually have a couple experiments, we won't go into that, but for quantum entanglement with hair. I can take someone's hair from someone that's balding. They already didn't have much, but let's say I did, and then I could place something here to enhance that hair, fix the hair, and it'll affect that person directly. That's crazy. That means you don't really, there's reasons for having to go into a hospital and things like that, but there's a lot of things we can treat remotely. Quantum entanglement. Interconnected universe. So the quantum level connections blur the boundaries. That's what we're talking about. Everything is connected. From the toothbrush to the sun to me and you, everything is. Information exchange. Communication occurs faster than light. Okay, people think that light energy is fast. No, scalar energy is the fastest. And what that is, scalar energy is just the carrier for all energy. So light doesn't technically travel. It's just you're seeing the light and it looks like it's traveling, but you're just seeing it turn on. So communication is faster than light, and that's how you're able to think of something and make it manifest. And telepathy is the same thing. So what happened? All right, here we go. Vibrational imprint. So everything has a vibration, and now what we're able to do is imprint this vibration. So vibrational frequencies carry and encode very specific informations. And we know this, right? The sun energy has this specific light information that gives our body light. And the grape energy has a grape vibration that gives me stuff in the grapes. Everything feeds and I don't want to say correlates it, but when we take it, that information becomes part of us. So for example, you put water in a copper cup and you leave it there for 8 hours. Now it's copper water. Now you drink the copper water. Now you have copper water affecting your plasma and your body, and that's how this works, because the information of copper traveled through water and is now part of you. So the frequencies are carried through different waves, and in this case we're talking about the vibrations, sound waves. So resonance encoding. Subtle vibrations can imprint informational signatures onto water molecules. And we saw that with the samples earlier with the snowflakes. I mean, when we set our thoughts or words or show it a picture, it's literally not only, it's changing the look of the water, but that's because the actual molecules in the water is changing. It's not just how it looks, the actual water is different. So when you make it holy water, when you pray towards water, it's not just physically different, there is a change, a molecular change in that water. And the last piece of this is holistic information transfer. That means that we can take this information, put it in something, and transfer it across complex networks. And when we talk about networks, we're not talking about, they don't have to be connected. Uh-oh, I have to do my, give me a second here. I've got to prove that I am human. Yes, I am human. I am not AI. Hold on. All right, here we go. Okay, so everything is vibration. We can encode the vibration and we can transfer it. And this is all remotely. Very neat stuff. Harmonious fusion. So what this said, interconnected vibrations. Again, every system in the universe resonates with a complete interconnected network of vibrational frequencies. You are one of the notes in an orchestra of music, and we are all part of it. And this is a unified information field. So sometimes, like if you're sensitive, we got sensitive people. If you haven't seen the telepathy tapes, that's a really great example of this. But the sensitives are able to sense those vibrations no matter how close or far. So you have mediums that like talk to dead people. What is that even? When you talk to the dead, you're sensing vibrations that are from different frequencies. And that's because everything exists in this one unified field. It's all one thing. We are all one thing. And harmonic coherence is that individual elements contribute to and emerge from a larger harmonious cosmic symphony of interconnected energy. So what that means is you're the individual element in a community or in an audience, in our group right here. Your individual element contributes to this entire thing, and everything about this thing is part of you. And so that's that harmonic coherence. So when you go into a space, you feel the space, and you're really feeling like that good energy or bad energy. But it's because your individual elements, the parts of you, are part of everything else. And that's because we're all part of everything. So next, we're going to talk about frequencies being the quantum language of water. Because if everything is water and everything is frequency, well, then it just makes sense that frequency is the language that water can be, that we can use to manipulate water. So key frequency principles: water stores and transmits vibrations. Frequencies connect living systems. Molecular structures respond to energetic imprints. That's Dr. Emoto and Veda Austin showing that. And the EZ water is shown by Pollack. Cellular communication transcends physical boundaries. They were showing photos to water from remotely, and the water was responding. So water alchemy. Water is a dynamic, intelligent medium capable of encoding and transmitting frequencies. I mean, when you think about copper water, you're just taking regular water, putting it in a copper bottle, and now, voila, abracadabra, shazam, it's now copper water? How did that work? And then now you drink it because you're a body of water. Now you drink that copper water, and now you got copper in you. That's kind of magic, right? Well, that's exactly what we're talking about. It's not like you didn't eat copper. You didn't lick the copper cup. You don't have copper particles in your body. You have the properties of copper water. The information from the water or from the copper traveled through the water and is now part of your water. And that's how that works. So, pioneers of frequency research. Most people already know about Dr. Royal Rife frequencies. He did a lot of work with that, and I'm not going to go into too much of that. I actually will probably do one just on Rife, but for this one, I want to make sure I give everyone even time. But Royal Rife, he documented over 4,000 frequencies by creating these really great microscopes and then watching them for weeks at a time, just listening and watching. What is it doing? It's bursting parasites. He literally was zapping parasites, making them disintegrate, and then writing down what it was. That's most of what his work. Ernst Chladni, if you've seen those really neat, it's called Cymatics. It's when you see those pictures and sand and all that fancy stuff when they're listening to sound, it's because of this guy. So Ernst Chladni he put sand on a plate and he played his violin bow on that plate. And all those patterns started emerging. And he was seeing patterns. And so it's called Chladni images, and we'll show that here next. And Sir Peter Guy Manners, what he did was he took the work of Rife and Chladni and created very specific frequency sets that targeted very specific things. So he's combined the works of these guys and how those frequencies, basically he imprinted the frequencies and created a combination and saved it as a sound wave. So these three, so just like I had the 3 pioneers of water, I wanted to just share the 3 pioneers of frequency. And there's many others. These are just the ones that I wanted to feature here. So Rife, again, he has the best microscope. He had 5 of them, really great ones, like 60x microscopes. So like mine here is a 10,000x or maybe a 5,000x. So that means his was really, really great. And he did his high-powered microscopes or microorganism research to determine which frequency did what. And that's now called Rife frequencies. And we're calling his frequency is called disruption by resonance. So he finds the resonant sound, and by playing it louder, it disrupts and just disintegrates the parasite or whatever it is that he was listening to. So these are just examples of how Rife frequencies have been used in therapy. And we're not going to go into too much of that because it goes into healing, and I don't want to focus on that portion for this here. And these are examples of sound, but since our sound is not working because I'm using the same projector, I'm going to skip through that. But most of you have probably already listened to Rife frequencies on YouTube. So this was a presentation to people that maybe have never heard it. So here is Ernst Chladni and the science of cymatics. So Chladni was that guy in the middle. So sound visualization, Chladni's groundbreaking work. I have a Chladni plate. So I have this as a software somewhere on my phone. Where's my phone? And I also have the actual sound plate. You can get a Bluetooth speaker. I think they're still selling it. It's called Cymatics Lab. And you can get one of these here. And it was documented. So look, they documented all of these different patterns visualizing sound. These are the geometric forms. By sprinkling sand on a vibrating plate, it would form these geometric shapes, and that's what these are. That's what we call cymatics. And there's many different ways to do that. With I'm playing with bubble cymatics, so you can have a 3D version. But there's, you can do it with light, lasers, and water. And here's just some examples of Chladni images. You can see that it gets more complex. The more complex the sound is, or not complex, the higher the sound is. The vibration is very different. It's much more complex. And this is changing your body of water. The actual cells in your water is vibrating to this sound, just like this. So there's particles in your water, or in your cells that are changing, and the actual liquid itself is changing. Now here is again, it's a video that, maybe I can play the video. You won't hear it, but you'll be able to see. So here there's sprinkling sand on the plate, and then look at that. It forms a structure. It's just so neat immediately, because it organizes it immediately. That's so pretty. I definitely want to do this. And they're doing it on different plate forms, like the triangle, same thing. It is going to create some sort of geometric pattern. Anyway, it looks better when you got the sound. So that is on YouTube, called Demonstration of Chladni Images. So next we're going to go into Sir Peter Guy Manners. And this person is very special to me because he's the guy that created the sound combinations in my sound machine that I talk about all the time, Cymatones. So he took the work of Chladni, the patterns and formations, and the information from Rife, and really worked with a team of people to create vibrational medicine. He's the father of Cymatics. There's a great video on YouTube called The Father of Cymatics, and that's him. So he is a pioneer of vibrational medicine. He was able to create very specific therapeutic combinations from those frequencies. Now, he had a scientific background. So he worked with someone named Ernst Chladni, actually up here, that's for later. And what they were doing were they were looking at using sound frequencies to restore bodily balance, whereas like Rife was more about parasites. I mean, they both were doing very similar works. But with Guy Manners, it was more about the relationship between vibration and human health. Very specific with directly mapping the vibration to specific body processes. Now he worked with Ernst Chladni, and they created the 700 frequency sets. They put it into 2 different machines. Very specific sets of sound that would target like the liver or this or that, and that's Cymatones. That's what you're able to listen to because they put it into the machine that I have, and that's what they created. Now they did this about 50 years ago. They created a handful of machines. I'm going to say 100, but then they stopped. And the Cyma, what I have, is not the only type. There was actually another machine before the Cyma 1000. What was it called? I think it was AMI. And these are the devices that played the actual combination that this guy made. So what you're listening to when I'm live streaming or when you listen to Cymatones, you're listening to the combination that these two pioneered. They created it. Vibrational mapping. These are the distinct structures created by the vibrations that are mapped to your body. And again, they created the machines, and it's real-time bioacoustic resonance. And this is a sample, and we're not going to listen to those. So next up, we're going to talk about epigenetics. So we learned about water. You're made of water. And we learned about frequencies. Frequencies directly affect water. So now we are going to combine that. This is called epigenetics, the science of life. Epigenetics shows how our environment, both internal and external, influences our genes, which shape our health and our well-being. So, again, we already talked about, we know we're made of water, and we know that frequencies can be encoded with good stuff. Good vibrations are in the frequencies in the water. So how do we put it all together? Dr. Bruce Lipton, if you have not heard of him, he is a pioneer with epigenetics, and it's called biokinesis. Changing your body using your mind. This is not just woo-woo stuff. Doctors and scientists study this. He actually had, it was called the biology, or the biology of perception, or no, biology of belief. That is a video and a book. And he talks about how everything influences gene expression. And not a lot of things are actually genetic. Gene expression, how it is expressed, which we can impress. We can impress the gene and change the gene expression using consciousness, which is our mind, our thoughts, our words. We already proved that earlier. Like, we literally already proved that the water changes with words and thoughts and images. Now we just have to actually practice it. That's what it is. Another person that talks about this is Dr. Joe Dispenza, the mind-body connection. Our brain is constantly changing and adapting based on our thoughts and experiences. Your tomorrow doesn't exist yet. It never exists, actually. It's always just a thought. You're never in Tomorrowland. There's never a tomorrow like, hey, I'm here in tomorrow. It's always today, right? So everything is based on how we think it's going to be. Our thoughts and experiences are changing. Tomorrow is always changing based on what we think and what we express. Conscious choices. We have the power to influence our brain chemistry by making those choices instead of having things be decided for us. Transformative potential. By changing our choices, by being aware of our choices, by using our brain to change our experience, we can transform our body, physical and emotional well-being. Another person I want to talk about is Neville Goddard. I listen to Neville Goddard every day, every night, and every morning. Actually, it's one of the first things I listen to, one of the last things I listen to. And that's because I have thoughts going through my head that maybe don't belong there right now. That are just not, your thoughts aren't yours. You're actually the recipient of thoughts. The thoughts may be formed by experiences. You may capture them and think they're yours, but you're the recipient of all of it. You're the holder of everything. So Neville Goddard talks about consciousness and really honing in on what Dr. Joe and Dr. Bruce were talking about. Your imagination as reality. If you use your mind, shift your perception, you can change your future. It's the law of assumption. The law of expectation is even better. I expect myself to be healthy now. I am healthy now. That's what this is. Not tomorrow, right now. You shift your perception today. Okay, what happens when you press the word shift on a keyboard? It takes a small letter A and makes it a big letter A, but it's still the same letter A. So all you're doing is you're just changing how you think and see the same thing. You're experiencing the same thing. I'm still in the same room, but I may think of it different. I may think it like, this is a great room. This is a room of knowledge. I could look at this room as a room of clutter, because it is, but to me, it's a room of knowledge because it's filled with books. So my perception shifted what I'm receiving from this space. It's really about how you think of things, how you think of everything, especially your body, your health. So now is my sales pitch. Most of you already know cymatones. I'm not going to talk about this too much, but basically cymatones or any frequency tuning bridges the gap. Okay? What mine does is cymatones takes the specific works of Hans Jenny and Sir Peters, puts it into a sound wave, you listen to it, and it changes your body of water. It's really kind of simple. And I know it kind of took a long time for me to, I love all of those people that I was just talking about. I wanted to make sure I shared their contributions, and I could spend one entire workshop on each of them, which I might do that. Because I still have plenty to learn from Dr. Gerald Pollack, especially. The science behind cymatones, which we went over, right? Sound and vibration. Everything is sound and vibration. We can imprint frequencies into this sound and vibration, which changes the water's molecular structure, which changes this structure, your physical structure, which means you can restore balance with structured water. So you are this structured water that you can change with light and with sounds, with words, with thoughts, with what you're watching, with what you're repeating, what you're practicing. You're going to improve all of this. optimize cellular function. Your organs will do what they need to do. Enhanced cellular communication. They'll be able to communicate. Your brain can tell your gut, time to digest. I mean, your gut knows how to digest, but sometimes it doesn't know when to do it. The timing facility is in your brain. The pineal gland and the pituitary gland are the managers of your timing, your circadian rhythm, your wake and sleep cycle. Everything's in your brain. But all of the other things, they need to be like communicated to the rest of your body. Enhanced coordination, cellular harmony, all of this stuff we talked about, the benefits of structured water. So again, nutrient absorption. Again, this is kind of a summary of all of the things, the benefits as to why you would want to structure your water, and frequencies is how we do that. Or at least one of the ways to do that. You can do that with light. Also, it helps to reduce stress because your body is functioning well. Frequencies help to balance brain wave activity. We have very specific brain state frequencies that trigger the release of very specific hormones. And like if your eyes are open, you're producing serotonin. If your eyes are closed, you're producing melatonin. But if your pineal gland and pituitary gland aren't communicating well, it doesn't matter because you may be producing it at the wrong time or not at all. You may not even be producing as much because of that. So again, sleep quality, all of these things are because the organs are functioning well. Enhanced relaxation, faster recovery. Your muscles will recover faster. Immune function, better cellular defense, inflammation control, which also look into grounding, practice grounding, socks and shoes off, stand on dirt, hug the tree with both hands, and tell yourself that you love your body. All of that, if you actually practice that every day, that's going to really help. Structured water helps to neutralize free radicals. Again, you saw that it separated the harmful things, the particles in the water. Enhanced cognitive performance. These are all the benefits of using or utilizing structured water, which is enhanced with light. Improved focus, enhanced memory, increased creativity. This is all because your brain is functioning well. Emotional well-being, stress reduction, mood elevation. This all just sounds like a traditional sales pitch for any sort of holistic thing. But this is real. All of this is affected if your body of water is not well. Well, what is a well? A well, like a water well, is vital water, like water that's good for you. You can drink it, it's good for you. You must be well. Your body must be well, and to do that, you utilize light and frequencies, your thoughts. And it's very easy to integrate cymatones or any sort of frequency or grounding or going out in sunshine. You just have to do it. We already know like what we're supposed to do. We just need to do it. I personally have not stood on dirt for 6 or 7 days now. So I need to go outside and do that. Incorporating structured water, daily hydration, talk to your water, cooking and meals, gardening and watering. Anytime you are utilizing water, you have the power and ability to change it, to structure it. The power of intention and mindfulness, just focused intent, directing your thoughts and feelings will change the water. Mindful presence, just being in here, in the now, is going to help with structuring the water. Because you're not thinking, when you're thinking about tomorrow, you're either worrying or you're formulating. It's something that's not what's going on here. And that prevents you from being present. So resonating with the frequencies of nature. Okay, nature's rhythms. So being around water, the waves of the ocean, sunlight. Again, these are all, and dirt. You know, we've heard of forest baths, just walking through a forest and being surrounded in trees. Unlocking the healing potential of water. So we basically just learned that water is a remedy. Water is essential for our wellness. And there's many different ways we can do that. Vibrational frequencies are the language of this quantum realm. We can imprint things into water and use it later. So I'll go into that probably into more details in another workshop where I'm talking about copper and zinc, the importance of copper and zinc and how we can do that with water. Everything in the universe vibrates at a specific frequency, and these frequencies are forms of energy that influence our reality. So we have bridged this wisdom with modern science, basically putting the frequencies on the internet and you can hear them either through Bluetooth or through your phone directly. If your eardrums are vibrating and hearing the sound, every part of your body is hearing the sound. Your entire body is a cell resonator. And I'll go into that again. There's so many different parts of this. I'll probably do another one just on how your cells resonate to sound, because that's a whole other workshop. But most of you already know a little bit about that. Like you hear something and you feel it. Either you feel relief or maybe annoyed, but you feel something from the sound. That means it is affecting you. Cultivate a harmonious relationship with water, okay? Mindful consumption. What are you thinking about when you're drinking your water or eating food? All of that, very important, because your energy goes into that and then you put it into you. Gratitude for water, not just for water, but for everything. Appreciate abundance and you will have abundance. So whatever you appreciate and focus on and think about, that's what you get back. So just being thankful, especially being thankful right before you drink the water. So again, I'm not going to talk about my water device too much, but that's the basis of Water World, is that it says love and gratitude right on the glass, and it swirls through spheres so that it activates that living energy, vital life force, and then it goes into a glass that says love and gratitude. So respect for nature, protect water sources, minimizing waste, and being around nature, being thankful and grateful. So we are elevating consciousness through frequencies. Brainwave entrainment. We've got frequencies for the brain, for relaxing, for creativity. Focus is super important, because what you focus on and what you concentrate on is what grows. Like I still might spend a couple hours watching a show, because I'm a conspiracy theorist at heart. It's actually conspiracy science now, because I've proven most of them, but besides the point, yes, this is all for entertainment purposes only. But anything that you watch is feeding your brain. It's literally training your brain. That's what brain entrainment is. Entertainment is entrainment. Anything you watch, television, it's telling the vision in your mind, channeling you through channels, entrainment through entertainment. So be mindful of what you're watching. Spiritual resonance, same thing. Be mindful of what you're listening to, the lyrics, the words, the tones. Harmonizing with the universe. Frequencies can align us with everything. Everything. I would rather be aligned with the good things. So again, everything is vibration. Stuff that's good and stuff that's not so good. So I want to be in alignment with that stuff, the things that what I want to focus on. So I do enjoy watching Dexter. It's a show about, bad stuff happening. But I don't want to experience bad stuff happening. So you just have to be mindful that you are observing and not being absorbed by emotions. I can watch a show and enjoy the plot, enjoy the actors, enjoy the whole thing, but not be gushy about it, not be drawn into the drama. So you can learn to appreciate a work of art, but not be dramatic. It's a fine line. Like, I'm not saying don't cry over sad movies, but really, if you do, you're sending your vital fluids to some other energy. You are fueling what I call loosh. LOOSH is a wasted energy. Envy, greed, jealousy, lust, anger, sadness, depression, all that stuff is called loosh. And television really, that's what they're doing, is they're harnessing that. So you want to be highly aware of what frequencies you're watching. Yeah, crying over. Yeah, I mean, all of the emotions you feel towards a television is going to the television. That is energy in motion. That's your emotion. Energy in motion that you are giving away to this big black box. Okay, just be aware of that. Empowering transformation and wellness. So we can improve our health, experience profound shifts in physical health immediately. It doesn't take months or years or even weeks. You can heal yourself quantumly. You can immediately fix something because this is a quantum universe. You can shift yourself into a totally different reality where you're a totally different person. So like I just hit my elbow on something and I literally have to shift myself into another reality. If I talk about it, if I keep thinking about it, it hurts more. But I'm just going to focus on something else and I'm just actually going to pretend that didn't happen. Did you guys hear that? That was my funny bone. Okay, okay, so focus. Elevated, I have a Cymatone for this, by the way. Whew. Okay, so elevated consciousness, deepen your connection to your inner self. That's through meditation, listening to something that's literally going to lull you to sleep, but not put you to sleep, but lull you to that zone, gets you into that other state of mind. It connects you to your higher self. You might have visions. You might see something that you need to invent. You might get an idea for a book. You're literally accessing the Akashic records, the collective mind that everybody has access to, and you can access your true potential. I mean, that'd be cool, right, Neo? Because you're Neo. You are Neo, and this Matrix is a game that you're playing, but you are actually Neo. You just got to get past all that stuff. So sustainable well-being, that's what we're looking for. Being healthy, being wealthy, being happy, being vital. I mean, that's what I'm looking for. I'm pretty sure that's what everybody's looking for. Embracing the future of frequency-based healing. So there are a lot of tools out there. I was just at the Conscious Life Expo, and I sat in a device. I don't know if you saw it. It was a giant vibrating bed with red light therapy, UV light therapy. It was a black tourmaline mat, and it vibrated. It was a large vibrating machine, and it was $140,000. I can get this same exact thing for about $5. So the problem, I did not talk about this in my talk. The problem with this is, why are people taking advantage? That's ridiculous. Who has $140,000? So Miss Bella, you saw that thing, right? So the thing that I got in, I was able to find a manufacturer to create that same thing. And now shipping's going to be a little bit expensive, but not $120,000. We could get that whole thing for under 10, maybe under 5. That's crazy. Like, I looked at it, I was like, whoa, this is neat. I want it, right? So I messaged them, and I'm going to have speakers. Mine will have speakers to play frequencies. Mine's going to be an upgrade. And it's going to be, what, a tenth of the price? Come on, people. So I didn't say that part of my speech at the Conscious Life Expo, but come on. We've got to make this med beds. How am I going to ship a $500,000 med bed to someone? Can anyone even afford one? Let alone have they been created? We need to be real. We need to be practical. Like, what the heck is going on, you guys? Someone tried, okay, I got in this green light tunnel, which is great. I love green light. You guys know I have green light in my green light kits for teeth. They were selling it to me for $35,000 for a little half tunnel of green light that I am going to reproduce, maybe for under $400. T-Haven, yeah, the tone booth. All of the things that I am doing, it's going to be either DIY. I really don't want to build stuff. My thing is frequencies, like, but I'm learning about all these different, tools that you can do yourself or you can get for way, way cheaper. Yeah, it's crazy. I tried a few things, but they're all like over $100,000. I was like, is this pesos? No, this is $100,000. So anyway, we do have frequency-based healing. Absolutely have all of these things, but please, we need to make this practical, affordable. I mean, someone that's sick needs to be able to access this easily. So yes, Annie's in the house. Annie tried that green tunnel. How much was the green tunnel thing? Was it 35 or was it 65? It was huge. It was so expensive, but it works. I mean, it works, but I can't afford it. Okay, so it doesn't work if we can't afford it. All right, so conclusion. Buy Cymatones. Just kidding. Cymatones, I'm doing my best to make it affordable, okay? You do not have to have the fancy lights and magnets and all that, but they do help. UV light, red light, green light, as you can see, it helps with structuring water. We are light beings. And, can we get this PowerPoint? So I'm going to post this entire video on YouTube, and I'm going to post the entire PowerPoint. Where can I even do that? I guess I could link it. I could put it on, I could convert it to a PDF. I'll figure it out, yes. Because I've got plenty. I have several other classes that I'm going to be going over. So, this was a 30-day free trial we had at the expo. And, okay, so open dialogue. Do you guys have any questions? I'm going to get off my knees here because I'm done with, guys, let me just sit up. Woo! Wow. All right. So, let's see here. I'm going to just sit a little bit closer away from the projector light. And let's go all the way down to, what time is it? What? It's not even noon. Oh my gosh. How long was this thing? 9. Okay. So this was 2 hours. All right. I just want to make sure so I can time it appropriately next time. Okay. So let me have a seat. And let's look at some questions. Okay. All right. Thank you again for subscribing to Cymatones. Rachel says, I use Cymatones every day. Thank you. What about Discord? So I need to get on Discord and get more familiar with it. It's not I got on there because people were asking me for a Discord, but I didn't even know. I didn't even use it before that. So I do have a YouTube channel. It's just my name, Bianca Rulig. And there's not a lot of videos on there. But I am going to post this one. Anything long, I'll post it on there. And that's my name, and I think that is also linked on the link tree. So let's see what else here. Okay, so people that can't hear the tones, I'm going to just turn off my projector. All right, there we go. So if you can't hear the tones, your body is still hearing, the vibration is still felt. Like your ears are still being hit by sound waves, whether it's being processed correctly or not. So the vibration is still hitting you, but maybe you're not processing it. Your body doesn't know what to do with it. Let me just put a few things away here. Just grab my water. Thank you everyone for being here. That was longer than I thought, but you know what? Time is made up anyway. So, and with that, I'm going to bless my water. Thank you for everything. Thank you for my audience, for helping me learn and redirect my energy to what's important. Because if I didn't have this scheduled, I probably would have been doing something else. Not that it's, not important, but this is what I really want to be doing. I want to share this type of information, and I don't know, gets me out of doing laundry, right? I don't have to do laundry. I don't have to watch the dogs right now. Charlotte, you are amazing. Thank you. And you just reminded me I want to play some background music because, gosh, I'm always playing tones. It feels kind of it's so quiet. And then if I'm too quiet, you can hear the dogs. I can hear them barking. And let's just put on some, what is this? It's called Oldies Music. Retro's Oldies Music. All right. Okay. What do you think of LED light therapy? So I use red and green light therapy in my kits. I use green light directly in my mouth. I shine the green light into my mouth while I'm listening to the teeth tones, and then I don't do it all the time. I actually gave my red one to Annie, but you put the red one outside because it's good for a little bit deeper penetration, so you can kind of feel that even into your tissue and your gums. And the green is more for external, for dermal. So the green light is recommended for like skin tightening or scar, but you can also use red for that. Red is just, it's got a deeper penetration. Let's see, so much love. Thank you, Annie. Thank you. All right. I wasn't going to really scroll back to see if there's any questions because there are a lot of comments, but just real quick. Oh, let me move this back here. So you can support Cymatone. You're supporting Cymatones by being here. So you don't have to buy anything, but if you are interested in listening to the frequencies, you can subscribe to cymatones.com, and that gives you access to all of the commutations that I was talking about that were created by Sir Peter Manners that you listen to on this machine. I also have a water whirl and the frequency toothbrush. And you know what I just realized? Someone was asking if they got a discount if they went to this workshop, and I said yes, but I didn't create one. So I didn't create one yet, and let me see, can I create one from here? Because I did say yes because they were wanting to buy something, and I'm like, you need to go to my thing. I need to do a recovery code. Ugh. Okay, well, I am going to create a discount, and it's going to be for 20% off. So 20% off either the toothbrush, the water product. It's going to be off of the product. So what I'll do is I'll create a video when this is on YouTube, share the link, and I'll go from there. Because this is going to take maybe, I don't know, I'm thinking 20 minutes for me to share the video. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I've got several more. I hope you guys enjoyed the way I created this. There's actually several more presentations that I have already put together that I want to talk about, but I guess I don't want to just do a chakra one. Like everybody does chakra ones. What I want it to be something that's not that something new, but just where you can't get it anywhere else. So that's kind of where I'm at. So with that, I am going to flip this and we're going to listen to frequencies. I'm going to turn on the machine and I will create that discount code. I can't do it from here. I need to do it from the other computer. So I'm going to put this on, let's see, I think I'm going to do aura tones. Chakra tones. So this one is root chakra. Thank you again, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you all for being here. Kathy, Rebecca, Kit Kat, you guys, thank you so much. You pre-ordered the tablet. Do you get the discount applied? Let me, since you went and since you're asking, let me see first if I can even do that. You're going to have to maybe cancel the order and reorder. I don't think I can back do it, but I will look, okay? And the tablets, there's, I think we have maybe 50 tablets left. We have 100 coming, 50 tablets left, and the toothbrushes, I got maybe 600 more, 500 more. So again, thank you. We're listening to root chakra. Root chakra, base chakra, and I'm going to go ahead and take a little break, get a little get my fresh air. Don't forget to ground yourself. And thank you for attending my live workshop. This is the first of many, and I'm super appreciative that you guys are here. So with that, I'm going to end this with a chakra session. Here we go. And I'm going to pull up my chakra stuff I just made that you can download on my link tree. Let me just find it. So chakra guide, free download right here. Okay, so we're going to do root chakra. Again, this is a free download on my link tree. Okay, so we're doing root chakra right now. Here we go. Thank you for that. I will make sure I find your order though. Do you have a last, or an email address you can share, or a last name? I definitely want to put something in there for you for coming to my class. Oh, thank you. All right, so I will be right back. I'm going to play each tone for about 10 minutes. We're going to go through all the chakras. And again, if you miss out, I'm going to post this whole thing online. And this is a free guide. I created this just a couple days ago. And this is a class next week. But most of the chakras, like, it's very easy to understand. You just have to read through it. So I have a guide at the very end of this for essential oils, the foods for your chakras, the sounds for your chakras, and some affirmation examples. So again, this is on my link tree, and it's a free guide. So I'm going to leave this on root chakra grounding. Here we go. The link tree. Oh, it's not on my profile. Okay, you're right. It's not. Okay, it's this one right here. So it's Bianca Jill 369. Yeah, when I put the link tree on the profile, it doesn't like it. So I took it off the profile, but hopefully you're able to find that. I'll link it from my main site. So again, that is the chakras guide. And I'll be right back. We're listening to root chakra. We're going to go through all the chakras. And you don't have to be just sitting there listening. You can do your errands. You can sleep. You can do whatever else you were doing. And I'm going to go create that discount code. Okay, so I did create a discount code and I'm going to create a video. It is called TikTok 2, the number 2. So the word TikTok and the number 2. And that is going to give you 20% off the frequency toothbrush or the subscription to Cymatones or the Water Whirl. Wait, did I add that? Oh no, that's the tablet. So you can use the TikTok 2 discount code for the Cymatones tablet, for the Cymatones subscription, or for the toothbrush. I'm going to make a video, so I just wanted to share that I went ahead and did that. And here we go. Back to root chakra. I'm going to do more of the root chakra since it's grounding and foundation and security, really setting the stage. Thank you for sharing the link tree. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so it looks like I do need to log off because I'm going to need to recharge. So here's what I'm going to do. Let me turn that off. I will be back probably in about, I don't know, maybe an hour, and we'll run through the chakra tones. So I did create that discount code. It is TikTok, the number 2. So all capital letters, and that applies to the Cymatones toothbrush, Cymatones lifetime subscription, and to the, what was the third thing? The tablet. So tablet, toothbrush, and subscription. And I am going to make a video on that. I'm going to be right back, get this plugged in. Thank you for attending that workshop, and just thank you for all that stuff. So I'll see you guys later today.